What's going on, guys? This is Bruce Matson, your host of the show. No name yet. We'll get to it. Things are going to come at the end of the year. Start of the next year, 2021, I promise. But, I'm excited. It is Christmas. Christmas Day is tomorrow. It's Christmas Eve. And it's my time to drop another video. I've been studying some film this morning. I've been studying film all week. All last week before. It's just the grind, baby. But I just want to dig into some Kyle Pitts, talk about what I see here, and just give you a quick rundown. And nothing major. This is like a preview because I'm going to be doing a lot of videos about Kyle Pitts. I can already tell this season. It's just going to be content after content after content. A lot of Kyle Pitts talk is going to be on my radar between now and past the draft. There's going to be a lot of analyzing of this dude. He is a unicorn. He's a unicorn tight end. There's not many tight ends built like this guy. And if you like this type of content about a guy with a backwards hat sitting in front of a camera and a microphone, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, do the comments and stuff. Help me out in the algorithm. But Kyle Pitts, man, solid tight end prospect. Kind of consider him or call him a wide receiver prospect as well. He could be tagged as the wide receiver coming out. He's that good at it. And what makes him very solid is his ability at coming down with 50-50 balls. And he doesn't win with just size. He has really good hands. He can catch it behind him, up high, contested, guys on top of him. If he's double covered, it doesn't matter. He's always open. And it just creates an impeccable highlight reel. And it's more than just highlights. It is a routine for him almost. And there's not really a game that he put together this season that he hasn't made an incredible catch or play, it feels like. And the one thing I like about him is, like, over time, he's gotten better. Like, he's been, like, the number one tight end in my wide receiver ranks. It feels like forever, like years. For Devi or DynastyLeagueFootball.com. If you haven't been there before, go check it out. But this year, he really poured it on. He's more than a tight end when it comes to receiving. He is good off the release too. I noticed DBs do not want to get their hands on him early, and because his hands are so strong, and he knows how the hand fight right at point of contact when releasing off the line of scrimmage. And also, since he's so good at jump balls, they want to protect that outside release, and they'll give him the slant sometimes easy. And a big guy like that will take it. And Florida, I almost called him Florida State for some reason, I don't know. But Florida also likes to split him out, obviously. But they'll split him out in a way where they'll get three wide receivers on the left of the field or other side of the field. And then up top is just him, one-on-one with a DB. And usually that is a bad situation for that DB because they have to fend off this guy who is just huge and athletic and can make things happen, and it's just a mismatch nightmare. And he is just a player that is going to be really good for an NFL team if they're smart and know how to use him, which you're not going to draft him and pay that kind of draft capital unless you're really, really bad at getting players for your scheme. And then he's got the intangibles to really set your fantasy football team apart from others with his ability to catch the ball, get open. And then for a tight end, he's not blazing fast. He's not a blazing fast player if you compare him towards wide receivers, but for a tight end, he's got speed. He's got quicks, and he glides. His feet kind of glide. You can see that off his release. You can see it when he's moving. And he's 6'6", 240 pounds. That's what he's listed at. At that size, There, it could be up and down when we go to the combine, get him measured up, but he's got size. You see it on the field. He can outwork defenders. He has the strength at the catch point. He has the strength at the jam, at the press. He does not get bumped off routes. He does not. He also has some fluidity in his feet. He can use his feet to manipulate his routes, sell routes, all that stuff. If there was a thing that he could get better at, it probably would be selling his routes. But that's like an easy thing he can probably learn in a couple days. This guy has made leaps and bounds in the last couple years. I can see him making more leaps and bounds in the next couple years because that's all he's been doing. And I think he's even gotten better throughout the season. And he's played in 8 of 11 games for Florida and has just been nasty, catching 43 balls for 770 yards and 12 touchdowns. If he would have played a 13-game season like he did last year, and they were able to have a regular season without COVID or anything like that, having to lose games and all that, and play a regular schedule, he would have caught 70 passes for 1,251 yards and around 19 and a half touchdowns. So 19 or 20. He would have been pushing 20 touchdowns. He could have had more. Because we didn't really get the offseason schedule that we usually get where we see Florida blow up on some FCS teams or lower skilled teams. Guys, I lost my recording. OBS just went out on me. It's all right, though. I'm still here. But just going over what I was going is we did not get to see Florida play against those lower tier schools as much. That's why he's got a small schedule, COVID and all that. But I could have racked up more of the stats for him. 1,251 yards, about 20 touchdowns. If he would have played full 13, that would have set him apart and really, really got him on the radar. He's already on the radar for a lot of people now because he can just produce. He's got that it factor when he's on the field. He's always open, and he just makes catches with guys draped on him. For a dynasty fantasy football standpoint, from what I see right now in December, like I've been watching tape of him, I'm going to watch more. Like, I want to grind him more. This is a guy, out of all the players I've watched these last couple weeks, days, or whatever, he is a player that I feel like I need to evaluate inside and out to a point where I look for all the good things, I hammer him and look for all the bad things, and it's going to take some time to really get a good feel, be 100%. It's the tight end position too. But from what I see right now, this is how my mind works. I'm 100% objective. I'm also 100% honest. So if you don't like it, it might not be for you. But for what I see right now, I think he is one of the top skilled players in the country. I see a lot of debate between Jamar Chase and Devonta Smith. I think you're sleeping on Kyle Pitts if you don't throw him into that debate. I think you are. I think there are some attributes when you look at him from a fantasy football standpoint that makes him stand out and different. And between Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, and Kyle Pitts, you have 3 different players, totally different players and how they play the game, and it's going to be confusing to some people. That is why I preface this to why I need to look at him inside and out. I will have videos on Chase, Smith, all throughout the draft season, probably even some more soon. But we need to take a hard look at this and see where he stands. The statistics stand out. With him playing 8 out of 11 games, he still has an 18.02% market share of the passing production and a 22.34% dominator rating. Those have been through the roof. Probably if he would have played in those games, all games of this season, he would have been like 25-30% market share. Dominator rating, well over 30%. Because he would have killed the touchdowns. He would have crushed it. He'd probably been 30-40% dominator rating. And the touchdowns is what boosts that. 20 touchdowns, 19, 20 touchdowns was the prorated for 13 games. I think it would have been higher than that because the thing about touchdowns, they're volatile. But he's a guy that gets the targets on the red zone, and those games where they're owning teams, that's where he's just going to be lighting it up. And if he is so easy to get open around the end zone, if he's working that well against a dysfunctional defense or DB, which more games, more opportunities, that's more likely to happen. There'll be games where those racked up. There's not many people in college football that can just shut him down. There is not. And there are not many DBs. You put him on an island one-on-one right now that can really shut him down. There is going to be some contradictory when people start to evaluate him because a lot of people don't understand the art of like running routes or what it takes to create space to get open. And they look at the highlights of like Calvin Ridley, right? They look at the highlights of these wide receivers and they just like Jared Jeudy and stuff. They see the fancy footwork, they see the separation and all that stuff, and from that, and they think that's the blueprint of route running. But it's more than that, and there's different ways. And there's selling routes and knowing your size, knowing how to use your hands to get off the line of scrimmage, being able to read the zone versus man, knowing the seams of the zone, knowing that it's cover 3 and what seams are at and where the DBs are going to be at to bust those seams. There is so much more to this game than just having the salsa dancing feet to get open. It looks pretty on highlights, but a lot of times it's not needed. And a lot of times what made it work is the things that wide receiver did prior to that footwork. And a lot of those times the defender is slipping because he was out of position from that wide receiver feinting before making that move. And also, it's what that wide receiver has done 5 plays before, 10 plays before, and then selling off of that. It's like you threw your fastball 10 times, and then you go with your curveball, which could be your curl route. You sell your go route, boom, 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 and then you know how to sell that curl off that go route, making it all look the same. There's a lot of different variables, and people don't know that. And if you watch Pitts as a wide receiver, you may not understand what you're looking at. And I could see that come in the crosshairs come March, come February, because not everyone's really watching him right now. It's December. The hardcore guys will be more watching him even more come January. February, you'll get those redraft guys starting to look at these college players, and that's when you're going to get a lot of noise that is really going to confuse things. Kyle Pitts is a guy we need to watch inside and out, analyze really hard, and really stay away from the mainstream. Really just trust your gut with certain people who analyze him, because he will be a tricky evaluation for a lot of people. That's my thoughts right now. There's going to be more about Kyle Pitts from me in the future. Near future, there's going to be a lot. He's a guy that I'm intrigued about. He's a highly skilled player, highly coveted, high draft prospect. Got the Mickey Mouse shirt on for sure. So I know what's going on, baby. 2020, best year of all time. That's when the world went on fire. Kyle Pitts was the ignition, baby. But more's coming at you. That's why you need to hit that subscribe button. That's why you need to like this. Get me going on that algorithm. That way you don't miss an episode. That way you're ready for those rookie drafts. That way you're ready to talk with your friends when it comes draft time. You know who Kyle Pitts is. You know something about him. You can speak on him. You can trust me. I'm doing the work. It's December. I'm watching tape here. I am risking myself getting fired from my job, doing all this evaluation, making sure you guys are right, because I care about this game. That's why you need to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out. Peace out. Have a good Christmas. I'll catch you next time, and God bless.